Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Welcome back. It is 4 a.m. Okay. And I need to have my behind sleep. You know why? Because my alarm clock go off at 6:30. Okay? Because I got to be to work at 7. Right? Fortunately for me, I just have to walk right in here to my office. But I digress. I did put a little lipstick on for y'all. You know why? It's the decent thing to do. Now, I was late last week because I had but I'm here. I'm here early, and I have seen episode 10 of Raq and Kanan season 3. Okay? Season 3, Power, book 3, Raq and Kanan, season 3, episode 10. I synced it. I couldn't sleep this morning. I said, let me get up and go see my program. And I'm here. Raw and unfiltered. Right? Raw and unfiltered. We finna talk about this, okay? All I'm saying is season 4 is going to be a doozy. Okay? See, first and foremost, spoilers. It's going to be spoilers all over this thing. If you've not seen the episode, go watch the episode, right? It's out everywhere now in the United States of America, okay? Go out and watch the episode, right? If you haven't seen the episode, you can't see the episode, and you're here for that reason, welcome. Okay? Let's talk about it. Y'all know we do episode analysis. This was a good episode. Now, I will say this. Let me just say this. All right, let's talk about it. Now, I really do feel like, episode 10 was good, but I feel like we could have foregoed a lot of the minutia in season 3, and we could have really started episode 10 at episode 7. We could have. All right. We used the build up of Lou to kind of fluff this episode out a little bit. I think we could have shortened that. I do. I think we could have shortened that. I think we could have put Lou in rehab right after he did what he did with Scrap Mama, when he went and told her bop, and then had to go back and and bop. Yeah. I think we could have put Lou in rehab then. We could have did that. I think it was important to show us about Juke and show us what was going on with Juke, because when we get into season 4, I do think there's going to be a bit of a time jump. We already see a 2-week time jump in episode 10, but it's going to be a bit of a time jump, I think, in season 4. The only reason I'm a little hesitant about, just put my stamp on that time jump is because what's going on with Fame. All right, this all housekeeping. Okay, I think we could have foregoed the Lou situation. We could have shortened that a bit. I think we could have shortened the Juke piece a little bit. They were used as fillers, as fluff, but we had so much meat. We didn't need a lot of potatoes. All right. So let's get into this episode. Lou. Okay. So listen, I don't toot my own horn. You guys know that. All right. But I just want y'all to know everything I give y'all be raw and straight from me. I don't watch spoilers. I don't watch people's reviews or anything before I do my own review. Okay, that's one of the reasons why I do my review the way I do it, because I just want to make sure you guys know when I watch the episode and I come and talk to y'all, don't be my real feelings. Those be my real thoughts about what may or may not happen, about what I see. That's why we call it episode analysis now, right? Because I want you all to grasp that this is not just a play-by-play of the episode. It's really more about, let's look at what the characters are saying. Let's look at the nuances, because they know what's going on, the actors. Look at the facial movements. right? Things like that. What did I tell y'all? I said Lou, I didn't believe they was gonna kill Lou. Why would they kill Lou? You know what I'm saying? She'd already said she looked down on Ronnie because Ronnie killed his own brother. She several times Raq mentioned about, killing a sibling. Okay, so I didn't feel like she was gonna do that. Okay, number one. Number two, it was clear that Marvin was not down for that. It was clear. And then lastly, I felt like if Marvin ultimately goes to prison and Lou is deceased, she got nobody. She got Kanan semi-sorta, you know what I mean? But really, she got nobody. Juke going to the army is just going to be Raq, a party of one. So I didn't really see that, and I didn't see killing a sibling from this family. I just didn't see that. So turns out Lou is in rehab. Lou is in rehab, right? And he's been in there 2 weeks, and Raq is there. He's asked for her to come see him. And then in this, it's a come to Jesus moment, right? It's a come to Jesus moment where he is crying. He is really, really, really at this rock bottom place where he's sober. He's not numbing up his feelings. And at the same time, he not focused on, his own sins, the sins he committed with Raq. He is, but he's not verbalizing it. You know what I'm saying? He don't have diarrhea at the mouth. And more importantly, he's done some work where he's saying, ultimately, Raq has been my problem. Raq has been my issue. And the direction she pushed me in. And Raq is at first very, very defensive and very, very condescending, and even she gets to it with the doctor. You know what I'm saying? Just I'm spending all my money and Lou is crying. Lou is like, I need you to hear me here. Right? And the doctor says hurt people, right? Like a lot of times anger is another way of displaying hurt. Okay, good moment. So they finish counseling a little bit, and Lou walks her out to the car, and she tells him in the office, like, I was the first person to hold you right out of after mama had you the day you was born. I held you in my arms. You my heart, Lou. I love you, Lou. You my baby brother, right? And he's crying. He needed to hear this all along. He didn't need her to have this consistent hard edge when he was so clearly bleeding out, mentally. When they get out to the car, she goes a little bit deeper, and she tells him, that she loves him, and that she's there for him, and she hugs him. And they hug for a minute, and she tells him she's sorry. She really, really, she was defensive in the doctor's office, but it's kind of like it hit her, and she realized, let me calm down and be vulnerable and be honest with my brother. And that's what she does. And it's something that he needs to hear, and it's important to him. At the same time, Lou is wrestling with some major, major demons. My father, who is a former Marine and now suffers from dementia, he used to say all the time, and he still does now, used to say all the time, you don't know. People play around about guns and killing folks and shooting and all that stuff. He said, but you don't know what it is to look in a man's eyes and kill him. He said it'll change you forever. And we're seeing that with Lou. Just what he's done and how he's gone about doing it has broken him in a way that I don't know. I think it can be repaired, certainly not through a bottle, and certainly not through unaliving yourself, because we see that in this episode where Lou is still doing counseling and still talking and still, he's away at rehab. He's not going to rehab and still having to come home. So he's in the middle of this healing consistently, and it's getting yourself to a good place mentally is just like going through withdrawals from drug or alcohol. Them same shakes, and you get the same thing from mental rehabbing yourself mentally as well. Because once you get all those booze out of you and alcohol and drugs, it's just you yourself and you, right? And doing it's 24/7. You can't sleep. They run through your dreams. Your guilt run through your dreams. Your regrets, tiptoeing and sitting next to you at breakfast, like it's 24/7. And he gets this idea that he wants to unalive himself, and it is a powerful moment. As someone who has had a family member unalive themselves, it's something I'll never, ever, 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 ever be okay with. Never. And it's just a missed opportunity. If you let the devil talk you out of your what you've been given life, it's a missed opportunity. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But it's a pivotal moment in the show, and we see him look at as he's wrapping this cord around his neck, and he's got it tied on the other side, and what he's gonna do is lean forward and and he sees himself in the mirror, and I remember, I know it's already filmed, I know, but all I could think about was, go ahead and take that off. Go ahead and take that off. Like, I didn't want him to accidentally hurt himself. Like, I mean, it was super triggering. Anyway, so, but it was just this crazy moment, and I kept thinking, why are they showing this about Lou? Why are they showing this about us? Because he tells Raq when he walks her out to the car, he tells her, I can't do it that way anymore. I can't be that person anymore. Like, it is taking a toll on me, Raq. I can't be that person for you anymore. And so when he sees himself in the mirror, it's like, boom, he hits the wall. Not literally, but it's this visual. You see yourself undoing what God has done, attempting to undo what God has done, right? Which is give you life, give you opportunity. And it's just like, hits him, slides down the wall, and he just breaks down. And that's a thug. Stone cold killer, right? He breaks down. So I'm just wondering who is Lou going to be in the upcoming seasons? Because he can't be a hitter anymore, but he's still going to be down for his family. I'm just wondering. Anyway, so that's really Lou. Okay. Let's talk about Fame. Fame is still trying to be cool with Kanan. He's still trying to be friends with Kanan. Something happens with Kanan, with Raq, and he runs immediately to tell his friend about it. Okay? And it's so funny because it's so much going on in this scene. Like, Fame is coming there and he's cussing Fame out like, what the duck are you doing here? Now, that is Fame's apartment, but it's fine. We don't even talk about that. And you still being hella disrespectful. I mean, ultimately, what did Fame do to you? Ultimately, I'm just asking you, what did Fame do to you? He wasn't able to successfully sell the products that you had him selling when he told you from the beginning that he didn't want to sell it. He didn't want to be involved. You know what I'm saying? Like, why ultimately are you mad at Fame? That's what I want to know. Fame been down to the police station. He ain't never said a word. Them people ain't never came out for you behind Fame. All Fame did was lose that money, which you've made 3 times over now. I just don't understand why you being so harsh and cruel to Fame. But I got a feeling that you gonna regret treating Fame that way. Lou ain't the only one that's gonna have to deal with a lot of guilt and a lot of shame. All right? So, Fame go over and talk to, runs to go tell Kanan about his mother, so what had happened to his mother. And then Fame goes home and he's talking to his mother and immediately gets arrested. And I wondered when they kicked the door in and hemmed him up, and his mama was like, you know, I'm like, well, don't they normally search the house and all that stuff? Don't they do all that? Don't they normally search the house and all that? But they didn't search the house. Come to find out, they get down to the police station and Fame mama done found a gun in his room and done took it down to the police station. Now, you don't talk to your son. You don't say, this is what I'm saying. Let me tell you something. If your people is dumb and stupid, okay, you by default are going to be a little dumb and stupid. I'll just say, your people ignorant by default because they raised you a little ignorant too. And that's just what it is. Fame is weak and feckless and he makes poor decisions, right? Now, he can hold a secret. You know, when it comes to talking to the police, now he will put it on wax, but he ain't telling them folks. He ain't telling 5-0 your business, right? But she done took the gun down to the police station. Now, you ain't wait to talk to your son about it. You takes the gun down. You don't even know what's attached to that gun. With family members like this, you don't need enemies, Fame. So, you know, they get down to the police station and she's sitting side by side with him. All right. As far as I'm concerned, Fame, she really kind of the enemy. I'm just going to be honest. I wouldn't be talking to her about Jack. Because it seems like your mama don't have no problem turning you up. Well, she done turned the gun in. They done traced the gun back to Freddie. And they feel like he was like, they got their gun off the street for protection. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know. They say, well, Detective Howard is one to question you outside of the building and let you go. Do you know why? He was like, Detective who? He plays the game. He does play the game. And he tells nothing. Right? Even though his mama tried to coerce him in a police station holding room, try to coerce him into telling her something. But you said this, that, and the third. It don't matter because Fame done put it all on tape. It's just a principle of the matter that Raq wouldn't have never did no junk like that. Not never. Say Fame is stupid and feckless because his mama is stupid and feckless. Stand by it. I said it. This what it is. Okay. Fame, like I said, he stands on business at the police station. He says, I want my lawyer. I'm not talking about anything else. I want my lawyer. I do feel like season 4 going to be Fame last season. All right. Let's talk about Juke. Listen. Juke, now after 2 weeks, finally talking to Aisha. She was dodging him. She was shamed and embarrassed because... now, I don't know if what happened with Juke is why the group broke up. I don't know. You know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why we even brought the group into it. I just don't know. I enjoyed this part of Juke. I enjoyed seeing this part of Juke. I just didn't know we needed the whole season for it. Like I said, we could have used it for some other things, right? We definitely could have used it in a more productive way, in my opinion. But the group's not going anywhere. Juke's not going anywhere. She's going off in the next couple of weeks. She's going to boot camp. And she joining the army. And she learns that Aisha is mad at her, but she likes her. She's liked her for a while. She kisses Juke, which I'm like, I told you 3 episodes ago you liked her. But what does Miss Honey know? And they go and they have brunch. And Aisha said, you can change your mind. She said, I could, but I'm not gonna. This is the way I'm going to break away from my family. This is how I'm going to get from underneath my family, right? And Aisha said, I'll wait for you. Juke say you won't, and I don't expect you to, right? She's wise beyond her years. She's mature beyond her years. And I'm excited to see Juke go away and they revamp that character and then represent that character. right? I'm looking forward to that, even if it's just for a short snippet. I'm looking forward to that because in this episode you can see Juke is bigger than the other girls. She's built differently than the other girls, and I just want them to be able to bring her out of that child like look and bring her into an older, more mature look. I want her to be able to relax in that as a character as opposed to just trying to keep her looking like a young girl. All right. Juke is the one that is with Kanan when he gets Kanan nap. Now, we're going to talk about that, and she does run, and she does tell Raq. What we don't get to see here is she tells Aisha, she tells Kanan, they're walking down the street talking about it when he gets Kanan napped. And, but she hasn't talked to her dad about it. She hasn't talked to Marvin about it. That's what we're missing. Okay, we did all of this conversation with her and Aisha, and we don't get to see a conversation between her and Marvin, considering how far their relationship has come. It was a missed opportunity. It was a missed opportunity. And if you're going to say we don't care about the Juke character, we're tired of the Juke character, that's fine. Then let's do away with the mall and all of this other stuff, this group, her fighting in the train station and with Crystal's friends and all of this stuff. Let's do away with all that and just give us Juke and Marvin. Give us Juke and Marvin. Let's get, Juke auditioning. Juke going to rehearsal. We don't have to be there in rehearsal with her. We can get Juke talking to Marvin about going into the military. Especially with everything that Marvin got going on right now. It was a perfect opportunity for us to see this moment. Just to show how far their relationship has come. She's leaving. She's going off and being in 92. She's still got an opportunity to be in several what do you call it? It's not a war, but she could easily not come back. Is my whole point. There's still a lot of unrest from 92 forward. You know what I mean? So not to have us show us that conversation is crazy. And they're saving it for season 4. I'm not sure anyone is going to care as much. I think we've kind of missed the opportunity and burned out the whole Juke character storyline. That's just my opinion. Y'all tell me what you think. Put it down below. Okay. So that was the only thing I missed in this episode. I was really hoping to see a Juke and Marvin moment. But this family is just not healthy for Juke. It's crazy because we knew the outcome. When the dudes jumped out the van and Kanan napped Kanan, and they put the gun to her and she's looking at it. Yeah, she was being strong. The character was definitely being strong. But at the same time, we know that wasn't going to be the end of Juke, right? Because we know how Juke ends. So it wasn't as impactful because we know that they wasn't finna pop Juke. This is something that I noticed. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that. All right. Let's talk about Marvin. Marvin feels bad about Gerald. They're laying Gerald to rest in this beautiful cemetery. It's clearly a white folks cemetery. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Black folks cemetery don't look like that. They don't. It's not that they not nice, but they don't look like that. No rolling hills. All them shiny black tombstones. No, he's standing on top of the hill and the police roll up on him, right? And apparently the same dudes that was in the room when Gerald called Marvin the first time, that was the cops. Same cops that went to the door and they found Gerald in there strung out, unalived from opioids. And now they walking up the hill and they telling him that that's his fault because ain't nobody down there but like 5 or 6 people and his little daughter, one of them. I love Marvin in this scene because he just tell him he don't flinch. He ain't trying to run. He ain't scared of you mofos. He was like, mother duck you. Mother duck you mofos, right? They were like, we know that's your fault. She going into the foster care system. No, none of her family members would take her. I was like, who paid for the film? Whoever paid for the film, All them flowers in that bright, shiny casket. I don't know no junkie that's buried like that. She got people. You see, they lie. They lie. That's what I don't like. That all that lying and shiftiness, it bugs me. And Marvin calls it out. He's a liar. Y'all the reason why. He wasn't built for what y'all was trying to put him in. Why don't you confess? I ain't did nothing. You did all this for no reason. And he sticks to it. I mean, I would say probably for the last 2 seasons, Marvin has been that dude, that rider, that clinch. That dude that's in the clinch, clutch. I think it's clutch. I try to talk street lingo. He's been that dude, right? He was there for Gerald. He's there for Raq consistently to his own detriment. He putting in on Lou's rehab, right? But we don't get to see a moment with him talking to Juke. It's fine. So he sends them on their way, child, and get in his car and pull off, right? And I just really, really, really loved Marvin in this episode. It's just, I mean, it was just good. It was good to see him talk to his lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Right, exactly. Marvin, you got to look out for yourself. You got to make sure you're covered, right? Because if you're covered, Juke covered, right? He going to talk to the lawyer for himself, about himself. And he sticks to his guns. I ain't did nothing, even with the lawyer. He says them to go and shake the trees. Then we see where Raq gets into a situation where after she come from seeing Lou, she's sitting at the stoplight and she gets shot up. She gets out of it. This is what Fame was running to tell Kanan, right? And when Kanan heard, he was like, that stupid son of a gun. He knows it's Ronnie. He knows it's Ronnie, right? Marvin at the same time goes to see Raq and says, Raq, what do you want to do here? It was Kanan and Ronnie that shot you up, right? Because you can't just say Ronnie because Kanan and Ronnie are partners, right? So we got to call it what it is, Kanan and Ronnie. And she was like, I don't want this to be that type of thing with my son in the middle of it. I need you to go and try to sit and sit down and try to put a parlay together. So he goes and talks to Snaps and Pops. And I can't ever remember which one the female is, so I call them both Snaps and Pops. But the female, she says, she hits on him right off, right? And Pops got on shades or whatever. The male got on shades. And he is, Marvin is like, we don't want any trouble. She's like, you're so chocolatey and fine, bop, bop, bop. And the male walks up to him and he really is trying to act like, don't come here with all that. Like, you don't want it from us. I think they both into Marvin. That's my whole point. Marvin tried to step to the side and he stepped in front of him, and it tries to look like intimidation, but it really looked like you like Marvin. You took that opportunity to try to touch Marvin's chest a little bit. See, y'all don't realize it, but Freaky Leaks ain't new. It's been freaky people all throughout history. And I wouldn't be surprised if the male Snaps and Pops like to watch the female Snaps and Pops take a hard missile. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Sit with it. I think she do the pulling. She do the pulling. Okay? I don't think he's satisfying her. I think she's able to go out here and get these studly like men to do the boom bam pow, and I think he watches it all. That's just a side note. I think they freaks. Yeah. Okay, so Marvin goes over there and he talks and he tries to mediate it. He's like, it ain't got to be all that. It ain't got to be all this getting losing lives and gun shed and things of this nature. We don't need to be doing this. And Snaps and Pops really just like, oh, well, you know. Ronnie mad because she popped Juliana. Ronniana. And he won't restitution. And so he leaves and goes on. This is Marvin. Marvin is just consistently putting out fires. We've seen over the last 3 to 4 episodes, this is what Marvin does. He puts out fires. All right. So we see where after he is sexually harassed, we see then where Marvin comes through for Raq in a clutch at the end of this episode. And this is where we are. We're going to talk about Raq and Kanan, and then we're going to be out. Okay. So, like I said, Raq goes to see Lou. She has this sort of come to Jesus moment with Lou. And then she gets shot at and she barely misses it. She sends Marvin down to do some mediation. Let's put a sit down together. Let's talk about this. Let's not make it, you know, bigger than what it has to be. Also, she has to put a man at the door. So when Kanan is walking down the street and he is talking to Juke, he's letting her know, tell my mama I didn't have nothing to do with this. Now, I don't want nothing to do with her, but I'm not with what Ronnie has done to her. And I didn't co-sign that. I'm not a part of that, right? We was just supposed to be getting money and selling drugs, and this is when he get Kanan out, right? That same van with all that graffiti and stuff on the side of it. I mean, where could the van be? Check the one with all the graffiti on the side, and they throw him in the back. Juke immediately runs and tells Raq. And when she busts in, Raq standing there with Howard. See, Howard then had his gun taken and his shield taken, right? They feel like they got it, you know. I mean, he do have an answer for everything, because they do also bring up Lou, but still no Raq. You know, Marvin Thomas, you know, Laverne Thomas, you know, Lewis Thomas, but you don't bring up Raquel Thomas? Really? Because if you had a drop Raq name, you would have saw a chink in Howard's armor, because Howard is keeping a straight face in this muggy buggy, and he got a attorney. But it's so much going on, and especially at the word of former Captain Burke, which just floors me, right? This dude ain't even a part of the system no more. And they take his gun and his badge, and he go to the mosque and he you know, trying to get himself right with the Lord. And it was the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? You got to have some sort of reconciliation when you don't know where you gonna end up at the end of the day. Okay? So, he then goes and talks to Raq. And I mean, he consistently, through this episode, they're coming for us. They're on to us, Raq. You got to put all of this at Marvin's doorstep. And she was like, they coming for us or they coming for you? Listen, this is the only way to say me, you, and the boy. He act like they a family. No. It's me and my son, and then it's you, Ninja. She let him know. You keep trying to talk me into putting a knife in my brother's back? You know what I'm saying? Put my brother away for life? We don't know how much they gonna put up on Marvin. They can get Marvin a chair. Right? And she is just like, you know what I'm saying? And that's when Juke runs in, her and Marvin, and say, hey, they Kanan. And they work together to try to go, number one, they go immediately and talk to Snaps and Pops and find out what's going on. Now, in the middle of all of this, I forgot to mention, Kanan finds out from Fame what happened to his mama. He does talk to Juke and let Juke know to tell his mama that he wasn't a part of what Ronnie did trying to shoot her car up. But he don't mention the fact that Crystal is pregnant with Sean. I don't know who she's pregnant with, but I mean, that's why I feel like this gonna be Fame last season, because Crystal pregnant. And is Raq don't even know. This what I'm saying. We could have started episode 10 and episode 7. We could have started unfolding episode 10 and episode 7. But the one thing about season 3 is going to be reference material for subsequent seasons, right? So in season 4, season 5, and season 6, and season 7, we're going to have to come back to season 3. Okay, and listen to some of that dialogue for reference. I'm telling you, because we got a lot of history, a lot of footnotes, a lot of subject matter in season 3. All right, so that's what's going on with Kanan. Okay, and so Howard and Marvin and Raq go down and sit down with Pops and Snaps. And Pops and Snaps sitting there in matching outfits and drinking 1/3 of liquor each. And they tell him that Ronnie is pissed off and he want restitution. He want product, and he want her business, and he want money. How much money he want? Cause he ain't getting my business and he ain't getting my product. How much money he want? He want 5. And I was like, 5 million? No, he want 500,000. It's 1992. He want 500,000. And she was like, what? And he was like, yeah, he want 500,000. And so she realized she ain't got it. It'd be hard to put together, and she got to get it together fast. So she decides that she's gonna go over to Little Linguini. Okay, Stefano, and get the money from Stefano. Now, Howard can't go with her over there, but before he let her know, I'm here as long as we get the kid back. Now, they done took his badge and his gun, so he feel like I'm not really a part of the police force anyway, so I can be full on out here in these streets with her and chit-chatting with her, so on and so forth. Okay, Howard, apparently you're not trying to go back to the police force at all. Anywho, she told him he can't go over there to Stefano's. And once again, he tells her, we got to put this on Marvin. Now, but he's saying it in code because Marvin is standing there, right? And it's this moment where he's telling her this. It's just between the two of them. And Marvin's face is looking like, what is he talking about? Like, I mean, I would have loved to see some conversation between her and Marvin about it. I would have loved for Marvin to reference it, to say, hey, it's something weird going on. Now, I need you to tell me right now what's up, right? Like, I would have enjoyed that. But, okay, so they go to Stefano, and Stefano, after hitting on Raq a little bit, I mean, she bad in this episode. Bad. Okay. And, he tell her, I'm going to give you this money. I'm going to give you this money because I ultimately, I want to motorboat your boobs. But, okay, it's going to be a big vig. That means the money you're going to have to put on top of this money. You're going to have to give me my 5 back, and you're going to have to put a substantial bit of money, interest on top of it, right? And she was like, yeah, I got it. And so, get the money, get the bag, and now they going to go and get Kanan. Now, they got Howard back with them. And he want to hold the money. And she was like, no, this money is not leaving my side. Basically, my life, my home, my businesses, everything is in this bag. And Howard is like, okay. So they go inside, they check them for guns and all of that. And when she get in there, Kanan's standing in the back, and Ronnie there, and Ronnie got a gun. And they done already checked the money, you know. And so he was like, toss it over. He was like, all I wanted was work and my business back. He said, it was your son. And she was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Yeah, me and your son worked this out together. We did a Kanan app. And to get you to get, and he wanted money. So he wanted the 500, and I'm going to get my money and my business back, and this was all Kanan's plan. I was like, child, just like Tariq, or Tariq like Kanan. This is the kind of stuff Tariq do. He do capers. And Kanan done pulled a caper, right? Now, here's the thing. When she went to see Snaps and Pops, they said work, product, business, and 500, right? So he must have been in on the kidnapping. He must have formulated that plan because after he found out about his mom being shot up, he storms over there, Kanan does, and he confronts Snaps, Pops, and Ronnie. Really, he confronts Ronnie. And Ronnie just I ain't nobody scared of you, boy. He wasn't a boy when you was trying to get him to run them drugs with you. Yeah. Yeah. And Kanan said, I ain't the ninja you think I am. And so it seemed like, okay, he was done with him. But he must have then at that point was like, listen, I think I got away with the dead all this. But we don't get to see that conversation where he finesses Ronnie into thinking that they can work together. And I say thinking that they can work together because as Ronnie is looking in the money bag, when Raq throws it down on the ground, Kanan walks up to behind him and pop! He dominates him, right? He aerates the domination, right? Okay? Opens all the windows in the barn, right? And, yeah, that was his way. That was his way of saying, not my mama. What you won't do is shoot at my mama. What you not finna do is be out here eliminating the people that I love. I hate her, but I love her. You know what I'm saying? And Ronnie goes down, and the gun he had on Raq, he drops it. And Raq picks the gun up, and Howard is standing there, and she opens all the windows in his barn, right? Bloop. And Kanan, the look on his face, like, you just killed my daddy. You just killed my daddy. I couldn't stand that ninja. I never talked to that ninja. I didn't know that ninja, but you killed my daddy. So this moment is why we know, at this moment we realize how Kanan was able to so easily unalive Sean in the original Power series, his son. Because while she won't kill her brother, a lot of the opportunities he could have had for love, Raq killed it. Kanan could have had for love, Raq killed it. And so it stands to reason that he would grow up to be this human that would do some of the same things. Kill the things that he loved. Have no value for the things that love him. Right? It's crazy. Anyway, Marvin runs in, saves the day. Pop, pop, pop. All the men that are there, Ronnie's men, kills them. And so when they walk out, it's the men dead, Ronnie dead, and the way they killed him, it was like he died with his butt in the air. I mean, it wasn't lost on me. It wasn't as humiliating as I wanted it to be. I wanted somebody to slap him until he cried and then open his barn doors, cut his power off. But still, when he landed on his knees with his butt in there, I was like, appropriate. But Howard, Kanan was like, what did you do? What did you do? Because in his mind, y'all still my parents, right? Like, and Ronnie said that he knew who Howard was to Kanan had told him who Howard was to him, right? The minute he said that, I knew Ronnie wasn't making it out of that warehouse. And so they gather themselves up, get that money, gun, and get out of there. And she told Kanan, you coming with us. So Kanan, Marvin, and Raq get in the car, and we see them come out and get in the car, and we could kind of see somebody watching them. And I was like, ooh, is it the people? Is it the popo? No, because they would have ran down on them, right? I didn't know who it was watching. I didn't know if they was just showing them from that angle, but it did seem like they was being watched. So end of the episode, we see a set of feet walk up to Ronnie's body and look at Ronnie's body. And then when it pans up to the face, we see Unique with a damaged eye. He's unrecognizable, scar across his face. He's a little unrecognizable, but those who know and love Joey Badass, we sees it. We knows it him. And we hear 50 Cent say, make sure when you kill a ninja that the ninja is dead, right? And this is supposed to be the reveal of Breeze. Now, I did mention, y'all go back when Raq and Unique was getting it on. I was like, oh, the way he moving, the way he was handling everything, I could see him being Breeze, right? The way he handled Lil Linguini and all of that. But I kind of put it away because they kept telling us he's gone, he's gone, he's gone, he's dead, he's dead, he's dead. So I kept putting it away. But yeah, this is the revelation of Breeze. Unique is back, but he's not unique anymore. Now he's Breeze. Yeah, this episode 10. It was good, but we could have started from episode 7. We could have. Y'all tell me what y'all thought of this episode. I want to hear what you thought about what I'm just saying about how they did it in general. It wasn't a bad episode. It was a good episode. I enjoyed it. We spent too much time on Juke and Aisha. We didn't need all of that, right? I would have much more appreciated seeing Kanan finesse Ronnie the way he did. And I told y'all, Raq and they mother and son, but yo, I'm telling you, they got a way of talking and dealing with one another, Kanan and Raq, where they can say stuff to each other and it means so much more than the words you heard. And this episode proves it. I told y'all he would never hurt his mama. I just didn't see it. Not in this season. I just don't see it. Right? So I thought that was really interesting what y'all think about that. Like I said, we spent too much time with Juke and Aisha. We could have used a Marvin and Juke moment. The moment with Lou was crazy, super triggering. But what is this going to mean for Lou going forward in subsequent seasons? Right? What is this going to mean for Lou? Right? Like, where are we going with this Lou situation? I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that. And how much of a time jump do you think we're going to be in when we get to season 4? They're already filming for it, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this episode. I hope you guys have an absolutely amazing weekend. I love each and every one of you. And until next time, honeybees, I holla.